Morning. It's Friday. 37 Chevys on the service detail. Disassemble, remove wiring from here all the way up to there. Everything got to be redone. There's been some dumb ideas. So this is supposed to be a high-end build. She's a little dusty, been in storage. It's had electrical issues, so it's finally come to me for solutions. But this is some of the stuff I find. You see that? You see any terminals soldered? It was taped. I pulled the tape off, but no terminals. Look at how nicely the ground was done. Is this quality workmanship? Is it? For that kind of money? Oh, I almost said it. I'm not saying it. So, this is stuff I'm finding. Little odds and ends that, like, were we in that much of a hurry to do this? Like, what kind of money did this owner pay for this car? And this is the stuff you find? You guys better up your frickin' game. That's sickening. Anyway, I'll bring you back as I get closer to the end of this. Or if I find any more jiggery pokery like this, I'll bring you all back. But this is not... That's substandard in any field. Not a drop of solder. Nothing. That frustrates me. Especially for the money that was paid for this car. Back at her. So, welcome to Frank's Easy Bake Oven. As you can see, I'm in the Quonset, and today is heading for 30 Celsius. So that's mid-80s. Headlight removal. These are pretty fancy. They got little tabs to hold in where they lock in on these 3 springs, which they weren't. There's a tab for it to hook in the fender, which it wasn't. Let's check this one. Also bent back, so that didn't work out. So as I was loosening this clamp on the bottom, this clamp opens the ring, it lets go rather rapidly. And this fellow here, its bunkmate is now here. Oh yeah. Like just a millisecond. Like my finger just touched it and it just ran off on me. So I'm kind of screwed. I sent a message off to Rick at Old Time Garage because he knows this stuff. Smart guy. And he may have some idea as to where I can actually locate something within Canada. Because out of the States, the thing is $40 and the buggers want $83 to ship it. Like, why $83 is beyond me. And that's US. So we're talking $123 US, $150 Canuck, I guess. And yeah, so the wires are pretty much all gutted out. There's a bunch of it laying under there. And I'm just slowly dissecting things like the alternator wiring now, the ignition wiring, sensors, and try and get it all lined up for that grommet underneath. And then I'll pull the wiring up through the floor and pull a fuse box, disconnect the ignition switch, heater fan, blah, 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 blah. All that stuff. And then proceed to put back with the new harness that's sitting on the table there. Yeah, there's some odds and ends and some strange stuff. It'll be a little cleaner when I'm done. Not saying this wasn't clean, it was a fairly good job, but just a couple oversights in my opinion. Anyway, I'm just going to motor along here and, well, almost time to shut down because down there it's not bad laying underneath, but I got to do some stuff in the passenger compartment now. And what would we call it now? The thermocline is getting lower and lower all the time. So like the heat's at about my head and I can just feel it. Just the heat is just getting closer and closer to the floor. So roasting. So I might be shutting it down soon enough. Yeah, maybe that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get the rest of that harness out and then I'm gonna call it. So, not much to see here, and I got glass to clean up, and I should clean this stuff up. The grill needs a bit of work. This little center bar, and I'm assuming that's where the crank went through. I don't know why it's like that, but it was siliconed into place, and whatever they used for adhesive wasn't the greatest. So we're gonna improve on that. A couple little odds and ends to tweak here and there, but otherwise, yeah, it comes out pretty easy. So, on that note, I'd like to thank you both for watching, and we'll probably see you again tomorrow. I may or may not work on this through the weekend. We'll see how things go. Okay, talk to you later.